Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Friday mandated that all eateries along the Kanwar Yatra route must display the names of their owners. This decision followed the Muzaffarnagar police's reversal of a similar order after facing opposition and backlash. According to the new directive, every food shop or cart owner is required to prominently display the owner's name on a board. This has sparked intense reactions from various political parties and leaders. The Congress party has questioned whether the move was intended to economically boycott Muslims and Dalits. SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav described the order as a social crime and urged the court to intervene. Meanwhile, BSP Chief Mayawati hit out at Yogi Adityanath's government and stated that the move is unconstitutional. The Kanwar Yatra is an annual pilgrimage that holds immense significance for millions of devotees of Lord Shiva. The valuable lesson to learn from this is that Muslims earn from Hindu tourism. It is time that Muslims celebrate Hindu yatris and Hindus celebrate Muslim yatris and, of course, Muslim shop owners as well. We'll talk about this important topic with our guest. Joining us on the show is Mr. Sumit Peer, senior political commentator. Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, also joins us on the show. Athar Zia, Impar media panelist, also with us on the program. Last but not the least, Tahira Hassan, activist, is joining us on the program as well. Professor Nalapat, sir, I'll begin with you. How do you look at this move that the UP government has mandated? Is it divisive in any way? You know, if you're talking about naming places where people buy and eat, you know, you've also had the difference of halal and jhatka shops in the past. There is also, a form of naming, places where you can buy stuff which basically goes with your culture and your religion and your sensitivities. What do you find wrong in this statement and this order?
Well, frankly, in my view, it should have been avoided in Uttar Pradesh at this point of time, for a simple reason that now there's an NDA government. And frankly, I don't think either of the two main NDA partners are going to like this order at all. One of them, the JDU, has already come out publicly against this particular order. Of course, I want to point out that so far the Congress is concerned, this similar order was exactly similar order was passed by Mulayam Singh Yadav when he was Chief Minister of UP in 2006. At that time, of course, Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. I don't think the Congress party or Manmohan Singh raised any objection to that. And there you have to say the same thing. You have to have the name, the license, and the menu. I mean, secondly, you can have an owner who can belong to any religion, and the cook may belong to any other religion. I mean, you have, Hindus going to schools and hospitals that are run by Muslims and vice versa. So I think, frankly, we should avoid this kind of discrimination, especially in a country where you have had the partition. But one thing is very clear. There is no question that the license has got to be clearly displayed. And secondly, the name of the shop, the license, and frankly, then the menu as well. The license definitely and is very important, and the name of the shop is important, and it is important for people to click the particular shop where they've eaten, so that tomorrow if there's some kind of a food problem arising, they know exactly where it's located. So from that point of view, naming mentioning the license, and that needs to be checked. Is the license genuine or fake? Because it's very important that all the food stalls on the way be hygienic and food be hygienically prepared. So from that point of view, it's very important to have the license and the menu displayed. But as far as the name is concerned, the name of the establishment possibly, of the particular shop, yes, for identification, but not the name of the owner, because this is not 2006. These are very contentious times, and a lot of effort is being made to paint the BJP and the Prime Minister in a light which is completely wrong. The Prime Minister stands by Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. The Prime Minister stands by his belief that everybody should have the same benefits, irrespective of religion. The government has always followed that policy. And I think from that point of view, Yogi Adityanath, I think, needs to avoid this particular law, even though it's exactly what Mulayam Singh did. I don't know if Yogi Adityanath wants to follow the example of Mulayam Singh to a T, but I'd like to say better to name the shop, possibly, but more importantly, name the license and the menu so that the yatris will know where they ate from in case there's a problem. That's my view, Vineet. Thank you.
Right. Let me also rope in Athar Zia into this conversation. Athar, what do you make of this? In fact, this is being done so that there are no disputes if somebody's religious sensitivity is in some way affected or harmed. In fact, do you think that the Muslim community is perhaps being oversensitive about this particular mandate in Uttar Pradesh? In fact, AIMIM chief Asasuddin Owaisi went on to the extent of calling this or comparing this to what the Nazis did to the Jews in Poland by asking them to wear the Star of David band on their arm when Poland was under the Nazi occupation. That's too far out, that's too aggressive, and that's too extreme. This is obviously being done so that religious sensitivities of either communities are not violated.
Yes, Vineet, you are absolutely right. But as my previous panelist has said, the name of the shop and the license should be displayed, and disclosing your identity of religion as a owner of the business establishment is not required. And I will just tell you an example. India is such a great country, and people are such a great. They have such a great, acceptance level, and they have so much of empathy and love for the human being. I was there was a time like 2-3 years back. There was there was some propaganda that like Muslim vendors and Muslim fruit sellers, they are like doing something wrong and this and that. So I was just passing through and I just stopped to a Muslim vendor with a beard and everything, and and a cap, and there was a car in which the son of the Muslim guy, fruit seller, just delivered in the car some fruits. And I saw the lady, a respectable lady with a tilak and everything. She just kissed that boy. She kissed that boy. And she was so, she displayed her love that a kid is doing that. So this is what is there. So, in Muzaffarnagar or anywhere, you don't need, people know everything. And centuries they are selling the fruits, they are selling the things, they are selling some other grocery items along the road, along the path, and people basically know them last 10-15 years. So as far as the food, if you want to display, you can display that, look, we are selling absolutely vegetarian and pure Jain food. And if you are not selling, then you can just display that the food has some non-vegetarian content, or they have onions and they have something. That kind of food ingredients could be displayed, but not the name. That is not. Now you see, people say that why there is a halal certification and why it is written halal on the packets. This is something generic. A halal food can be sold by a Hindu, by Christian, by Sikh. Lot of meat exporters, they are basically non-Muslim companies, and they are one of the largest one. They display halal food, because if somebody wants exclusively halal food, irrespective of religion, maybe Hindu, I have so many Hindu friends, they want only halal foods. My Mahajan, one of my very greatest friend, he just goes and search for a halal food. It doesn't relate to any Muslim identity or something. But just displaying the name of the owner just to identify the religiosity of that person, I don't think I think it is not required. It is not that bad also, but it is not required also. That's what I want to say. And as for Asatullah Owaisi is concerned, he always exaggerates. He always make a statement which is very negative. and very, very separatism things are there. So we don't value that. Thank you.
Taraji, how do you look at this? Is this something divisive, or do you think this is something proactive that would, avoid a lot of headache for both the parties as well as the administration in case there are any misunderstandings?
No, I think it is create division, and it will disturb harmony. And our country, we believe in unity and diversity, So it will hurt the diversity also, and against the soul of our constitution. Why display the name of the owner of the shop? Yes, license is okay. License should be displayed, and that is essential also, and that is required also. This is a job of the administration also. But this is not a job of administration to ask the thela wala or dhaba wala or everybody to just display your name. What do you want to say in this secular country, in the largest democracy, which is run by the constitution? I mean, you write down this, a pure vegetarian, right? The Kanwaryas who are going through that way, and the route that falling there, they can go there and buy things there or eat there. There's nothing harm. But you cannot segregate like that. Even the Dalit can run a shop, thela or dhaba that is vegetarian. The Muslim can also run vegetarian dhaba, or Hindu can run non-vegetarian dhaba. What is this? I mean, I don't get.
But Tairaji, the allegation is that a lot of people from the Muslim community change their names to Hindu names, just to get business. That is also something which has been cited as one of the reasons why this is being done.
That action should be taken. That if you change your name just to get the business, you are deceiving somebody. I mean, for that, the action can be taken. But why it is so, I'm saying, hum kahan aa gaye hain? Why it is so that people for the business are changing their name? What is the wrong if he is Muslim, Hindu, Christian or Dalit, I'm saying? If I feel like taking anything from the Dalit shop, I will take it. He is a citizen of this country, and our constitution gives him every right. So I don't think so. This is a very divisive sort of policy that Muzaffarnagar police administration is ordering that you please display your names, thela wala and kuncha wala, everybody, you display your name of the owners. So I think this is what I mean. Somebody had said first participant, sabka saath, sabka vikas. I mean, what kind of sabka saath?
All right, let me also open.
What you do, lip service is not going to do anything. Your practice, how you are practicing things, that will reflect.
All right, let me also open Sumit Peer into this. Sumit, what if something like this was done, with Hindus who are living in the Middle East? How would you respond?
Vineet, thank you for having me on your show. Kindly allow me a minute. I have to put some facts in perspective. First of all, it is not a permanent thing. This is not a thing which is going to last till eternity. This is only for the covered time, right? It's not a permanent thing. Point number one. Point number two, there are a lot of sensitivities involved because there are a lot of people who change their names. Let me read you a few. Vishnu Dhaba owner Muhammad Anas, Khatu Sham Dhaba owner Muhammad Irshad, Ganapati Dhaba owner Muhammad Wasim, Om Shiv Vishnu Dhaba owner Muhammad Abdul, Lakshmi Vishnu Dhaba owner Muhammad Salman, and things like that. So the question is, first of all, why do you need to change your names? If you, whatever you are, you have a name and keep it like that. There's no need to change your identity. That's point number one. Point number two, when we talk of the halal food, Vineet, what is halal food? Why should I eat a halal chawal or halal atta? It is thrusted on my, down my throat because manufacturers make it and I have to pay around 5 to 10 rupees per packet for halal certification. It's a 50,000 crore industry, right? Which is happening here. So what has a chawal or a dal or a atta got to do with halal? I understand the meat part of it. What is a halal chawal? What is a halal? Nobody questions that. Now, the point number three is when you go into an airline, you are saying this meat, this food is halal, you have to eat this, we have no other food. Again, it is threatened, again, you are paying for it. Point number four, when Muslims go to Hajj, can I go to Hajj? No. Can I go to Makkah? Can I go to Medina? Can I go for Umrah? If I want to go and see, no, I'm a non-Muslim, you are not going there. If I'm a non-Muslim, can I run an eatery shop around that place? No eatery shops are allowed by non-Muslims. Why that? There are a lot of countries wherein you have religious restrictions for certain for festival participations. Now, when you have nefarious elements who want to vitiate the environment, you are telling them to display the name so that there are no allegations कि जी हमें ये खिला दिया, हमें वो खिला दिया. Now the onus is on the cavadiya. Does he want to go to that shop or not? Did Yogi Adityanath say no? If it's a Muslim name, you are not to go to that shop. Look, honestly, if you want to make it a bit political, I have to. There's nothing against Dalits. There's no Dalit angle in it. Let's get the Dalit angle out of it. There is nothing to do with Dalits at all anyway. Whatsoever Dalits are as Hindu, as a Brahman, or as you and me. So Dalit angle is being brought into it to divide the Hindus. We understand what is the game plan happening here. Nobody is stupid. Nobody has any problem with a Dalit name. All the chole kulcha walas, most of them are Dalits, and we all every day stop and eat there. So there's no Dalit angle in it. The challenge here is we have seen some of the past videos where people have been थूक मार रहे थे, कभी कुछ कर रहे थे, कभी कुछ कर रहे थे. When these things come in the open, now if you display the name, the onus is on you. You want to go to that shop, go. You don't want to go to that shop, don't go. But don't create a ruckus. If tomorrow a video surfaces or something like this comes, it will become a law and order situation. It will become a rampage. When things like these go on a rampage, then there'll be a law and order problem. So to avoid these problems, the name is displayed. Name display doesn't mean embargo. Has Yogi Adityanath ji said somewhere, if it's a Muslim name, you are not supposed to go? No. He says the name is there. Bhai, tumhari marzi hai, jao na jao. Up to you. There is no embargo as such. Only displaying a name, how is the embargo? Hiding the names is completely okay. Having a halal certification is completely okay. Having a jatka is completely okay. Having a halal meat is completely okay. Not Muslims cannot go to Hajj, which is okay. You cannot run eateries there. That is again okay. Some festivals, Hindus are not supposed to run businesses there or run eateries there, which is okay. But when it's a Hindu sensitive festival of Kavadi for a month or 45 days in one particular part, which is a bit communally sensitive, we know what happened in the Muzaffarnagar back. Aapko dange yaad honge. We know it's a bit sensitive. If we want to avoid these flashpoints and we're saying, bhai, aap naam display kar do, so that nobody can come ki, bhai, mere ko ye kiya, I was told this, I was deceived. It's a Vaishno Dhaba written, but it's a Muslim zona. We want to avoid all these things. So if a simple thing can avoid a law and order situation and communal tensions, what is wrong in that? I don't see what is wrong in that. And tell me, Vineet, when the Hindus who live in the Islamic countries like Saudi and all, if you land there, you have to go in a burqa. You cannot go out. I mean, few years back, you could not go out with your son. You must have a husband accompanying you or a father accompanying you. Don't Hindus live under those conditions? Do Hindus challenge there? Nahi bhai, hum to aise nahi karte. In Hindus, there's nothing called as a burqa. When my aunt landed in Riyadh, my uncle went to pick her up. The first thing he got to the Riyadh airport was a burqa, for a complete burqa. But that is what Riyadh is. If you have to live there, that is how Riyadh works. So when it comes to Muslim sensitivities, Muslim culture, everything is okay. But when it comes to Hindu sensitivities, Hindu culture, and a temporary thing which is just to maintain law and order and sanity of the event for 45 days or 1 month, it will be gone. Why do we see problems there? Why do we say constitution khatre mein? Why do we say, do we want a law and order problem in UP? Do we want rights to happen in UP? And as far as Mr. KC Tyagi is concerned, he can have his opinion. He is a part of the NDA. So, well, it has his opinion, but KC Tyagi doesn't run UP, na? UP is run by Yogi Adityanath. The mandate is with Yogi Adityanath. Jis din KC Tyagi ji ki sarkar banegi, then he can decide what he wants to do. Today, he can have an opinion only, but not a vote. I mean, I can have an opinion, not a vote. You can have an opinion, but not a vote. The mandate is with the person who is the chief minister and who has to run the administration of the state. Whatever he feels right, let's do it. Why do we want to create controversies? Why do we want to end up, having this Hindu-Muslim tension? If by one name display, this can be avoided, bhai, kya problem? Permanent to nahi hai na, Vineet. It's just for 45 days. After that, it's gone. You and me will be again going on the same side. We'll be eating any dawa we like. Do we ask the name? No. But today is a highly charged environment. For that, some sensitivities have to be maintained. It's a part of maintaining sensitivity to maintain communal harmony and peace in the region. So what is wrong in that? I don't understand. How does constitution become khatre mein? So these are all things which opposition wants to make, their political fortunes on. But unfortunately, whatever is in the law and order of the country and law and order of the state, the Honorable Chief Minister has a duty to mandate that. And if he thinks this has to be done, let it be done. Where is the problem, Vineet? That is my limited take on it.
Professor Nalapat, do you think this is a law and order issue and will strictly be construed as that? Or do you think this, has the potency to cause some sort of a division or that feeling of divisiveness, which obviously, is not wanted at this point in time, especially for the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Well, Vineet, I'd like to point out that a particular town in UP did try and implement such an order, and there was quite a strong reaction. As a consequence, they withdrew the order. I think that ought to have been a lesson. In my view, any measure should first be tested on a limited number of people, and after that, the test shows that people are happy about it, there's no problem about it, then it can be generally enforced. But I think from from UP point of view, it's very clear that a particular town, the police basically got the order withdrawn because they feared a law and order situation. So in that kind of a context, I frankly don't understand the logic of law and order being behind this, for a simple reason that it is very likely that this will inflame communal passions. The Samajwadi Party has, of course, completely forgotten Mulayam Singh Yadav. The Congress Party has forgotten Manmohan Singh. They've forgotten that 2006 order, which is the same as what Yogi Adityanath is trying to implement now. But the reality is, Vineet, we had to look at facts on the ground. Let's be real. And facts on the ground are, quite frankly, in a highly charged atmosphere, in my personal view, avoid the use of the name. The name of the shop, yes. The license number, 100%. The menu, yes. But please avoid the name. In today's atmosphere, especially in Uttar Pradesh, I don't think it's advisable at all. Thank you.
Arthur, do you think there's going to be backlash pertaining to this in other parts of the country as well?
No,
Especially by the community.
No. People are very sensible. Even the Muslims are sensible. They know these things does not matter. And I will just tell you that 3-4 years ago, there were certain organizations who were just openly, giving a call that Muslim vendors and Muslim vegetables and eateries should be boycotted and this and that. But this never happened. Sometimes in the riots, after the riots, there was some hatred or something in the atmosphere, and these kind of calls were made, but they were never effective. So this is the strength of the people of India. First, the second point of it, my friend was saying that why the Muslims they keep the Hindu name. I think everybody has the right for their business prospect to keep the name of their establishment as per their will. Now you see there are a lot of organizations and shops. If you go to Chandni Chowk and other places and some other places, there are my Hindu brothers who are keeping the name which signifies that it is a Muslim shop. So there is no harm in it. It is basically any businessman who is desperate and who has the legitimate right to have the business and his livelihood can do that. There are a lot of brands, rice brands, which are, I am into rice international trading. Lot of brands you must be seeing in the market, which has the name, which is basically reflecting something like identified to Muslims. But it doesn't, and all of the owners, 99.999%, are my Hindu brothers. My brothers, I take them as my brothers, so there is no harm. But now, you see, there were certain times when there was lot of heated and there was lot of tensions. So lot of Muslim maids and, even the vegetables hawkers, they kept a very secular kind of name like Pappu and Guddu and these kind of names. While when we used to pay them through Paytm, we used to know their identity is this. So this thing should not happen, We have to encourage as a policymakers, as a statesman, as a people who can affect the culture of the country. Basically, the culture of a country or society is so important, and how can we gradually and slowly influence it in a right direction is very, very important.
Okay, let me also get a reaction from Taira ji as well, and then we'll conclude with Sumit. Taira ji, this obviously is making headlines, but so far we haven't heard of any reports from the ground where this has become a major issue.
Major issue. I mean, this is not a question whether it's a major issue or not. I'm saying if there are fringe elements, as Sumit ji has said, there's a problem that they create some disturbance and disturb the harmony, then why the administration is not taking any step? Administration, our police administration is capable enough to handle these situations. Why displaying the name? Display the license, write down strictly the pure vegetarian shop or dhaba or thela. I mean, if there is some deception in that, take the action. The police administration is capable enough. And don't compare the largest democracy that is run by Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar's constitution with Saudi Arabia. You know, they don't have human rights for the women. Now they have taken a few steps towards direction of progressive interpretations of the religion. Otherwise, you can't compare them with us. Why should I go and wear the burqa there to stay in that country? Let them go who are interested in going. I'm not. Like me, many women are in India who don't want to go. They are very happy in our country. So don't compare, for the God's sake. Our country, India, who believe in unity and diversity. You know, we believe in unity and diversity. We are the largest democracy in the world. We are proud of that. Don't compare with Saudi Arabia. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Sumit, we have run out of time. Concluding thoughts from you, and then we wrap up.
Just a minute or so. Vineet, it is a question of sensitivity. You know, you can't have two sets of rules that Islamic sensitivity is higher than Hindu sensitivity. When it comes to Islamic, why halal? Why do we what is a halal rice or atta? Why halal is thrusted on us? Why are we paying 50,000 crores for halal certification? These are some of the things when you can't have two sets of rules. It's a Muslim sensitivity, it takes precedence, is number one. Bhai, aisa hai. But when it's a Hindu sensitivity, then the hell breaks loose. What if during the Kanwar Yatra, one of the Kanwar is told her, there's a rumor floated that this dhaba is displayed at Vishnu Dhaba and the owner is some Muslim guy or whatever, and something happened in the food. He adulterated something. Now today when you have the name displayed, at least you can be asked, bhai aap wahan gaye kyun? When you see the name, why did you go there? That is why the name of the owner is asked to be displayed, so that we avoid these unforeseen situations where nefarious elements can create trouble. The challenge is we need Hindu sensitivities, and Hindus cannot be said secularism is not carried on a Hindu shoulder, right? You have your own set of rules. You even want a halal chawal, you want airline food to be halal, you want even the Coca-Cola to be halal, and when it comes to Hindu sensitivity, then you are saying, no, it cannot be done. Why ye nahi ho sakta? It cannot be done, yaar. It cannot be done. You cannot have two sets of sensitivities. Everybody's sensitivity should be respected. It's a matter of sensitivity with law and order.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
You should respect that of 45 days. And we need, it is only for 45 days, sir. It is not till eternity. It is not till the end of the world. It's for 45 days only. So where is the problem? Why we are getting these, political things out of it? And as far as the politicians have objections, they will have. And let me remind you one thing about OACG. Did you forget that thing? 15 minute police hata do. Who said that? 15 minute police hatane wala kaun hai? Hum kya karenge? He recently made one more statement about his younger brother. I don't want to get into that. And when these people come and talk about constitution and all, you can't be running with the hawks and sleeping with the hounds. That doesn't work like that, Vineet. This is
all right. We've run out of time, but appreciate everyone who took out the time and spoke at length about this sensitive issue.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.